dear audience, to stick with us for a couple of for this show, and you know what to do. These are the numbers. These are the packages.
That's absolutely right, dear viewers. You know what to do. Visit us at thehopeappeal.com. Call our call handlers on 0208 05014, or you can scan that QR code right across the screen from me, and it will take you straight to our donation page, where, of course, you can start to make a change in the life of others and also of yourself. Now, today, we have an incredible show for you, and we'd like to start by telling you a little bit about an amazing opportunity to provide education to people in need. Now, education is something that we all take for granted. You know, how many of us have dropped our kids to school yesterday, the day before? Tomorrow we're going to do the school run, and we hate waking up early. Your kids might moan to get out of bed. You know, I can remember sitting in exam halls and feeling so nervous, thinking, I wish I wasn't here. But the reality is, my dear brothers and sisters, that there are millions of children in the world who do not know what the inside of a school classroom looks like. They have no idea of that screechy noise that you hear on a blackboard, or that interactive whiteboard where your teacher's writing sums. They have no idea what it's like to be educated and to be given the gift of knowledge that will allow their life's trajectory to go upwards. And inshallah today, you can be the reason that someone's education is facilitated. We have two main packages that focus on education, and I want to talk about the first one with you and invite Sister Wafa to talk about it too. That first package is for £1,000, and that £1,000 goes towards helping build a school. Yes, you heard me right, build an actual school. Now, Sister Wafa, that kind of thing costs thousands and millions of pounds, in fact, in the countries that we live. But in these countries that the Hope Appeal is supporting, just £1,000 can contribute towards building a school. Isn't that amazing?
First of all, this is an absolute amazing package. And I know it sounds a lot. You think £1,000, but look at what you're getting. You are helping provide an actual building, a structure. That's not just a building to you and me, but it's a place of sanctuary to millions. Not just for the kids who will be studying there, but the parents who will be dropping their kids to get that education they need, but also to the teachers and the education providers and supporters there. So, plus it will be self-sustaining. Therefore, you will get Sadaqah Jariyah, dear viewers, when you contribute. And why not? You think, I can't afford £1,000 or euros or dollars because we take every currency. Why not split it with others? Why not think, you know, let's do a pool. Let me call this person, that person. Ramadan is approaching. Instead of buying Eid presents, reducing my Ramadan spending, let me give it to this amazing package. Because like Sister Zamina said, we really do take these things for granted. Going to school, being very bored, thinking, I don't want to be here. Oh, another physics lesson. But there are people who literally, not just people, small children, and I've seen many video recordings, and when you speak to kids, the whole dream is to be back in class, because that's where they are nourished, not just in their brain, but really spiritually as well nourished. Where they meet their friends. This is where they learn about life. This is where they discover things, and their inner creativity suddenly blooms, and they will contribute to society. So this is an amazing package. I really, really will speak obviously more about this with you, Sister Zamina. But dear viewers, I think this is a really fantastic opportunity for you all to participate in, because this is Sadaqah Jariyah, and we know what Sadaqah Jariyah means, Zamina.
It flows. You're absolutely right. The word jariyah means to flow. And this is sadaqah that will continue and continue and continue on, not just in your lifetime, but after your lifetime. It might be that candle that is lit inside your grave. It might be the reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks so mercifully upon you, because you, my dear viewers, chose to make that decision right here and right now to visit us at thehopeappeal.com. You call the call handler 0208 05014. You scan that QR code. Thank you, Sister Wafa, for reminding me. You scanned that QR code and you decided to make a change in the lives of so many people. And you know what's more? on a night like tonight, my dear brothers and sisters, on a night where we've just sat and we've done our a'mal, and then we watch this show and we might continue to do some a'mal until Fajr time or however long that we can stay up. The beautiful blessing of this night is not to be taken lightly. This is said to be the second most powerful night in the year after Laylatul Qadr. And you are being given the opportunity today to lay the groundworks, not just for one person, but for an entire community. You know why education is so important? Let me tell you why education is so important, especially to those impoverished and those in need. Because what education does is it breaks the cycle of poverty. It breaks that cycle of poverty. It cuts that snake at its head. And now these children, like Sister Wafa is telling us, now these children have a place for their soul to be nourished, for their brain to be nourished, for those little seeds to start cultivating in their mind. And they ask you the most fantastic of questions then. They aspire to be the greatest in whatever career they wish to go down. And that starts with you. That starts from the generosity of your hearts. My dear brothers and sisters, please visit us at thehopeappeal.com. Please call into the call handlers. I want to hear donations coming through in my ear. The number is 020500 14. Inshallah, I can't wait to hear those donations coming through.
The country code as well, because we are very international and we would like to hear from people across the world, because the Hope Appeal is for everyone. It's for humanity. We go across live on many different platforms. You are hearing us, whether on your tablet, whether on Instagram Live, Facebook. We're everywhere, basically, because we want to reach as much as a beautiful audience, generous audience there. So there's no excuse.
There's no excuse. And Sister Wafa, you know why we're everywhere? Because poverty is everywhere. You look around the world and you see people in need. You see people desperate. You see people asking. They're begging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you can be the answer to someone's dua tonight. Please, dear viewers, do not delay. Make that difference, inshallah, today.
Yeah, and we're not focusing on one country. We are very open. We take the packages to the most needed. This is the amazing thing about Hope Appeal, and this is why I love working with the Hope Appeal, is because they have boots on the ground. They have people on the grassroots level. What does that mean? People are there listening to communities, identifying their needs, coming and saying, this is what they want. So we are tailor-making the packages specifically for them. So this is not our one package for everyone that's solved. No, we specifically hear, what does this particular country need, this particular community need, because different communities have different needs, even if it's in the same country. So we listen and we provide by the generosity of our amazing audience. And like Zamina said, you said this is an amazing night, and what a privilege for me and you and the whole Hope Appeal and Ahlulbayt TV to provide this amazing thing for our audience. I mean, I'm very grateful to have this very tiny voice where I'm telling you, this is what an amazing gift you could do tonight on the special night, and the rewards will be amazing. Honestly,
Inshallah.
I'm not just saying that. It will reappear somehow, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. It will come through your loved ones, it will come rizq through something, and Allah will obviously bless you and make your donation carry on. This generation, next generation, because education is not all one thing. It goes on for generation to generation. It will help alleviate and help people take themselves out of poverty. That's the crucial thing. I mean, we all know about the famous quote about teach a man how to fish. Well, we, as in the audience and us, are doing more than that. We are not just teaching them to fish, we are telling them the whole system, and maybe they will make their own system. And this is an amazing opportunity. I honestly think this package will be perfect. But there are other packages underneath here. If you would like to give water or any microfinances, please, want more details? You know where to go. Thehopeappeal.com, very transparent. All the information is there. And any questions you would want to ask us, we are all available to give it all to you.
You're absolutely right, Sister Wafa. We are not just giving a man a fish. We are not just teaching a man how to fish. Inshallah, through your donations, the Hope Bill and partner charities are able to provide that lake. They're able to provide that fishing rod. They are able to give that person that opportunity to approach the lake, know how to use the fishing rod and catch that fish for themselves their entire life, and then also teach their children how to fish, inshallah. And that is the power, my dear brothers and sisters, that you hold in your hands right now. Do not delay. Visit us at thehopeappeal.com or call us into the call handler line 0208 05014. Now, inshallah, what we're going to do is show you an amazing video of the work that the Hope Appeal is doing. Stick with us and we will be right back. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, my dear Hope Appeal family, for joining us here today on the auspicious occasion of the Wiladat Eve of Imam al-Mahdi, Ajralallahu ta'ala wa faraj al-Sharif. Now, we all just watched that video together, and I can remember sitting in that house. Believe you me, there were so many orphans in that house that I was struggling to count the amount of orphans. As soon as I thought I'd count the amount of orphans, another two children, very small children, would come with water on their heads and they would be walking through the house barefoot. And I thought to myself, how do families get into such a position where all they can do is hope for the kindness of another human being? And you know, one of those girls forever is etched into my mind. One of those young girls, her name was Benin. And I tried to play with Benin. I tried to make her laugh. I tried to hug her. I tried to show her some love. And she just looked at me in the eyes with the most fear I have ever seen. She stared me in the eyes and she was so scared. Scared perhaps of what she's seen previously. You know, how did she lose her father? Was she there? Did she witness those atrocities that happened? Is she fearful of the fact that she's not going to have food to eat tonight? Is she scared that her older brothers have to go out to work because they've lost their breadwinner? These are the realities of these families. And this is, bear in mind, 10 minutes from the haram of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. And this mother said to me that she does nothing but pray for those lovers of Abu Abdullah, those people that travel hundreds and thousands of miles to do the ziyarah of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. She does nothing but pray for them. My dear viewers, tell me if you're not one of those people, because I know you are. I know that you have a flame in your heart that burns for Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. And we know that the only person coming to avenge Imam al-Hussein is Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. And so in Imam Hussein's name and in Imam al-Mahdi's name, we urge you and we give you the opportunity today to sponsor an orphan like Benin. For £40 a month, you can be providing hope to these children all across the world. My dear sister Wafa, tell the viewers, how important is it for them to take action on the orphan sponsorship package tonight?
It's absolutely heartbreaking to see this kind of footage. You know, like you said, minutes away from the haram, minutes away from the ushaq, the lovers of imams, coming, you know, and saying, Labbaik ya Hussein, you know, and we remember how his kids were orphaned, and yet there are orphans just around the haram. Are not unfortunately they are not seen, but the Hope Appeal sees them, and our audience sees them, and inshallah this touches the hearts of our audience, and they realize that there are desperate children orphaned by tragedies we cannot fathom, and they've fallen on their innocent shoulders that they cannot bear. And the only way that they can survive another day and go through their trauma and deal with their trauma is through our amazing audience and the way they can help. There's a specific package for the orphans of £40 a month to sponsor an orphan. This is an amazing package where everything is provided for the orphan. It's not just education, which we talked about and how vital it is. It's also to do with food, clothing, other activities. And again, like I said, the Hope Appeal will go and focuses on the need of that specific orphan. Does that orphan need specific medication, rehabilitation? Is that specific orphan needs special needs in education or some kind of disability? You know, we tailor-made that amount of money to that specific orphan to make their life bearable, to make that life easier, because no child should go through what these children are going through.
You're absolutely right, Sister Wafa, and you're so right to mention this tailoring of these packages that the Hope Appeal can provide. When we went to Iraq, myself and Brother Neil, we walked into this house, and this house had just had the privilege, alhamdulillah, and the kindness of donors 1 year ago, provided this orphan and her, this widow, and her 2 orphans with new accommodation and also 2 orphan sponsorship packages to put both her boys into school. And there was one young man named Sajjad. And before we even walked into this house, Sister Wafa, this young boy called Sajjad, he runs out of the house. He looks at Brother Neil and he goes, Baba, Baba. Oh, and he's talking to Brother Neil and referring to him as his father. And then Sajjad runs back in the house. And I say, Neil, where's Sajjad gone? And Sajjad comes running back out and he's waving a piece of paper in Neil's hand. You know what that piece of paper was, dear brothers and sisters?
What is it?
That piece of paper was Sajjad's school report. And after 1 year of Sajjad and his older brother being in education funded by you, this boy is getting straight A's in all of his subjects. That is the impact, my dear brothers and sisters, that you can have. You can be the reason that one of these orphans feels hope and excitement to wake up now, because they have the opportunity to go and educate themselves. They have the opportunity to provide for their mother who is struggling. They have the opportunity to actualize their greatest potential on a night like tonight, where we sit and we do A'mal and we try to tap into our spiritual power and we try to pray to become the best at whatever field you're in, to become the best daughter, to become the best son, the best husband, the best wife, the best mother to your children. Whatever you have made dua for, believe you me, there are orphans making du'as tonight, and they are making dua. And you can be an intercessor for their du'as. You can be the reason that those du'as are answered. You can be a part of their success, inshallah. You must visit us at thehopeappeal.com or call us into the call handler line 0208 05014, inshallah.
What an amazing story. Honestly, that so heartwarming. First of all, you go to a home that was built by the viewers, with the generosity of the viewers. And then you go on later and see, this is the thing. You follow up, because this is what Hope Appeal does. They don't just give away the package. No, they follow up and, see the progression of these children, because these children and the packages that the audience has given to us is our amana, and we look after it. And we want to make it grow, and we want to support them. Maybe after the education package, they want to open a business, and we're there to help them all the way until they're independent and standing on their own 2 feet, and they can contribute to their society, to themselves. I mean, having their own self-worth. This is an amazing thing to have, and vital. This is part of feeling humanity and feeding humanity, not just through food, but through actions like this, where you give dignity. Because these children must feel, my dignity has been taken away. The mother, what mother wants her 5-year-old and 7-year-old to be orphaned and go out there, selling Kleenex little tissue boxes or begging on the streets? No mother wants to do this. It's honestly out of sheer necessity, just for something that she could put on the table, provide safety for the children, and are amazing, their audience. They're providing a wonderful door-opening opportunities for these beautiful little children who will blossom and grow up. And maybe they'll think, that person, our audience did this, I'm going to pay it back. I'm going to help others. We're teaching them the lessons of Ahlulbayt. We're teaching them what Ahlulbayt taught us, of how to live and how to help others and be generous to others. Dear viewers, you are generous. And on the special night, as Sister Zamina said, you're doing your dua and you're saying, Ya Allah, help me fulfill this dua. Help me fulfill this niyyah, this hajah. I'm sure it will be fulfilled that much quicker if you donate, if you help, if you somehow get active with us. Because one thing is doing dua, another thing is actually doing the action. And that's what we want from you. Do the action, and that will honestly accelerate, inshallah, your niyyah and the acceptance of Allah and giving you what you need.
Ahsant. And Sister Wafa, it's so well put. You put it so well, and you said this word active. And it's a wonderful word, especially on a night like tonight, because we all pray for the return of Imam al-Mahdi. Ajlallahu ta'ala farajah. We pray and we're waiting for him. We are in intidar. But this meaning of this word intidar, it's not a passive waiting. My dear brothers and sisters, it's not a passive waiting. It is an active intidar that we need to be doing. You are actively waiting for the Imam alayhi salam to return. I'll give you an example. Like, have any of you ever been to the supermarket? And if you're a parent, take on the parent's perspective. If you're a child, take on the child's perspective. But you're in a supermarket, and for some reason, you turn to grab some milk, you put the milk in your trolley, and your kid's gone. Or you're looking at some sweets, and you pick up the sweets. Mama, where's your mum gone? Imagine you lose your child in a supermarket. Do you just sit and wait in aisle number 7 for them to come back? No, you don't sit and wait. You run, you shout, where is my child? You ask the person next to you, have you seen this little kid in a blue hat? You go to the manager and you say, can you make an announcement? I've lost my child. You're restless, you won't sleep, you won't eat. You won't be calm and okay until you are reunited with your child. That's the kind of intidar that the Imam needs from us. That's the kind of waiting that the Imam needs from us. He needs us to take action, and your ability to take action today will directly impact his coming tomorrow, inshallah. So you must take action today, inshallah. Visit us, please, at thehopeappeal.com. This £40 a month package is absolutely incredible. I've seen with my own 2 eyes it changing lives. We're not just talking about education. We're talking about clothing as well. We're talking about food. We're talking about accommodation. We're talking about healthcare. These are things that these young people have no access to.
Yeah,
And
it's
these
a
are also
total
things.
well-being package, isn't it?
Ahsant. Ahsant. It's completely holistic, and this is what we do at the Hope Appeal. Like Sister Wafa said, we're about the sustainable change, right, sis?
Absolutely. Grassroots level. We're giving them empowerment. We're giving them their own dignity. We're giving them the tools and the skills, basically. And when I say we, I mean the audience and ourselves. We're just facilitating.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And on that note, we are so blessed to share with you another story of an orphan and widow household, inshallah. Please watch this, but don't just watch this like you scroll through your phone. Don't just watch this like another advert for whatever you're watching on TV. Sit, watch this, and connect with these human beings, because they are human beings living a life that is difficult for them, and you have the ability to offer them a hand. So please stick with us whilst you watch this, and we will discuss how we're going to help them when we come back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We just left a widow's house who has many young children, including this beautiful little girl, Rayat. Unfortunately, her father was killed by a grenade during a family dispute, conflict over inheritance. Look at this girl's face. What has she done to deserve this? What has she done to be living in these circumstances without a father? And what are we going to do about it to help the hundreds and thousands of rayats all over the world? Child in my arms. I can see the pain in her eyes, and I can't articulate what they're going through. I can feel it in my heart, and you can see it on my face. I can see the images of where they're living. I can see the pain that's in their eyes, and feel an intense pain in my heart, intense pain in my throat. Even just being able to see the reality of what these people are going through is a privilege that I have. And the privilege that we have is that we can do something about this. And we must do something about this, because surely people can't be living like this. Not whilst we're on this earth, people can't live like this.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, dear viewers. That's a tough one for us all to watch, and I can feel those emotions very raw inside of me. I can feel that young girl Rayat in my arms, and leaving that house, sitting in that car and trying to articulate what I've seen and how I feel. It's heartbreaking. Genuinely, it's so heartbreaking.
Must be so difficult to relive as well for you.
Honestly, Sister Wafa, that young girl, the noor in her eyes. As she
Despite
sat
everything, she had no.
Ahsant. You know, this is a young girl who's witnessed her father get blown to pieces in their own family home. And still she continues to smile. And you know what's the most amazing thing about this girl?
What?
There was a picture on her wall. And it was the only picture in their house. A drawing that one of their khalas had done. And I walked in and I said, that's a really beautiful drawing. And then I continued playing with the kids, talking to the widow that was there. And as I'm leaving, I get a tap on my shoulder. And it's Rayat, this little girl. She's giving me the picture. Yani ajib, like how does this, what is in these young children's hearts? What are they made of that they are able to handle and bear such difficulty? And what are we made of?
And yet they still have love to give. When the world hasn't shown them any love. When they've experienced such trauma that no child should ever. I mean, seeing such a tragedy happen in your own home now reflects nowhere is safe, because home is safety. Home represents, this is your refuge. And when your refuge is shattered, that's when you think there's nowhere else to go. Sorry, we're getting emotional because these are real stories that we're bringing to you. Yes, we do smile and we laugh and we tell you to be positive, because that's what's Hope Appeal about. Positivity and giving people that positivity. But behind these smiles, there are tragic stories that touches our hearts. And inshallah, it touches your heart tonight. Because these children, despite, I wasn't there, but Sister Zamna has demonstrated, and it's seen in her, and I feel the pain as a mother too, and as someone who's gone through many, all of us have gone through our troubles, but to see this young girl who everything was snatched away from her, and yet she felt a connection with another human being who gave her a smile. I'm sure Zamna gave her more than a smile. She played with her, she gave her some sort of hope. But subhanAllah, this is what Allah has put in our hearts. When someone shows us love and kindness, it opens our hearts. And something from there reaches to that other heart, and a connection happens. Which is why we're so connected to Ahlulbayt. This is why we are the lovers of Imam Hussein. Because our hearts are connected, because this is what they taught us. And that lesson is in that girl's heart. And I'm sure you felt it all. And as we're speaking, I'm hearing we're getting donations. So I'd like to thank you so much for donating, whether it's silently or calling us. Please continue to do that, because there are many girls and boys, such as this young girl we saw in the video, who weren't in front of the camera, who are behind the camera somewhere away and are desperate for that connection. They're desperate for that heart to be opened, and just joy flows out. They're just waiting for the right moment, the right person to unlock that. And it could be you tonight. Inshallah, it will be you tonight.
Ahsant, that right moment, that right person is you in the here and now. My dear brothers and sisters, I am urging you on behalf of these children, on behalf of these widows, on behalf of these men who have become disabled, on behalf of these families who are only counting on your generosity. Please visit us at thehopeappeal.com. Look at the work that your donations have already done. The packages that you see on your screen are just a guide price, and with that we get a donation of £50 for water. Let's have a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. And this is the power that you have, my dear brothers and sisters. As I left that house, Rayat's house, I left that house, and we were driving down the road that you saw, and after we got down that road, we drove down another road. But this road was a bit different. On this road, there was a long river. And you can call it a river if you want. I wouldn't call it a river, because it was filled with pollution, filled, Sister Wafa, with plastic. It was murky, dirty, grey, cold water. And what I saw broke me. Because as we're driving down this lake, I'm looking at this lake thinking, surely no one's using this water. Like, they must have some other water source, because no one can use this water. It's completely contaminated. It's completely polluted. And I see these children running into this water. Not walking, running into this water to bathe. running into this water to collect water and put it on their heads and take it back to their homes in the village. This is the reality, my dear brothers and sisters. And with that £50 donation that's just come in, someone has just provided clean drinking water to people who don't have access to it. This is the critical thing that you must take away from today, is that you right now have the power to provide clean drinking water to people who have none. I mean, what do we use water for? Sister Wafa, I can count, probably on 5 hands what I've used water for today. Things that we take for granted,
Not just
brushing your
that.
teeth.
How many people, when we open the water, we let it run? When we want a glass of water, we wash our glass, sip it. No, the water's not on the right temperature. We wait. Oh no, it's a clean glass, but yet, no. Just simple things like this we take for granted. When you just described a horrendous scene of, we would never wish that on our worst enemies. We would immediately, be nauseous. But these kids, they had no other option. And when you have no other option, this is it. This is your life. And this is what they do. And the burden they have to carry. And I can't even fathom the mother who gets this and probably thinking, this is what I have to do. She knows this is contaminated water. And she knows that she has no choice. But you said something amazing, Damina. You said the power is in the hands of our viewers. Dear viewers, when you do your dua, when you're watching these images, recordings, when you sit and hear us, you don't think, well, what can I do? I only have little. Somebody else will donate. No. It starts with you, because every single penny, cent, euro, dollar goes through directly to where it's needed. You have the power. By you starting, somebody else will do it. It's a domino effect. Everyone will start doing it. Your household, you could teach your children, say, do you know what? Why don't we as a family give something? It could be as little as £10. Honestly, £10 will go a long way. You might think £10 is nothing. It is something, and it will go a long way. Honestly. So give as little, as much as you can.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, dear Sister Wafa. And you know what? That money goes so far. Okay, so far. I can't even tell you. £1 buys a meal for a person. Just £1. We've got so many packages available at all the prices that you feel like are comfortable for you. But remember, these are guide prices. Okay, remember their guide prices. You can donate however much or however little you feel is comfortable, and the need that you have, the desire that you have, the yearning to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala today and connect to humanity today could be your relief in the akhirah, inshallah. So what I want to do is remind you of the scene that I've just described to you. I want to show you the footage of that lake, inshallah. Watch this with presence of mind and with presence of heart, inshallah. And when we're back, we are going to make a difference. Stick with us. We'll be back very shortly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm here standing next to, I tried to describe it as a source of water, but it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking to see the state that people are living in here. I feel embarrassed that I live in such luxury, and our humans all around the world are suffering. It's very hard to handle this reality, but dear brothers and sisters, this is the reality of life. And this is how people are living. How can we ignore this? We've got to do something about this. We've got to help those people that are relying on our generosity, inshallah, and our hearts. I know that your heart is breaking just as mine is breaking right now. And inshallah, with that pain that you're feeling, turn this intention into action. Call us today and make your pledge, inshallah, so people don't have to live in the way that they are currently living.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Hope Appeal. Thank you so much for joining us on this auspicious night of the 15th of Sha'ban. We send our heartiest congratulations to Imam al-Mahdi, Ajrallahu ta'ala farajah sharif, and to you all on his birth anniversary. Now, what we've just seen is raw footage of myself. Brother Neil was also there. We had a couple of the team members there, just on the outskirts of Karbala, walking down the road of this very, very, very disgusting source of water. Now, they call it a source of water, but quite frankly, would you drink from that? Because I know I wouldn't. Would you shower in that? Because I know I wouldn't. Would you wash your dishes? Would you wash your food? Would you cook your food? Would you bathe in that? I know the answer. We know the answer. And what's more is that as we sit in our comfortable houses and we sit in our heated studios and we have access to clean water, we have access to an abundance of food. You know, I'm opening my cupboards, food is falling out. I'm opening my fridge, I'm trying to play Tetris in my fridge to fit all of the things that I just ate inside. The reality is, my dear brothers and sisters, that people do not have the luxuries that we have. Now, this is not to make you feel guilty. This is not to make you feel shameful. This is just to make myself, Sister Wafa, and everyone else listening realize the position of privilege that we have been put in. And that position of privilege comes with big, big responsibility. Part of that responsibility is take heed of the call. When Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam said, "Hal min nasirin yansurana." That wasn't just a sentence that he said 1400 years ago. It echoes today. It rings in the ears of the Shia. Because we cannot be alive and sit comfortably whilst there are people within humanity that are suffering. So today, I urge you to visit us at thehopeappeal.com. Call us into the call handler line 0208 05014. Inshallah, we are waiting for your calls and we can't wait to hear from you and for you to join the Hope Appeal family, inshallah.
Please, somebody call us. We'd love to hear from our viewers. We don't mind any age, any gender. Please call us. It would be lovely to hear your voice. And this footage was just awful, and it was between the houses. So it was just access to everyone. And I can only imagine how it's just like, it's almost raw sewage.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I don't know, and I cannot comprehend and fathom how would anyone tolerate this. Please, viewers, like we keep repeating, today is a very important night. And as you're doing your dua and as you are asking for your hajj and you're getting closeness towards Allah. Closeness towards Allah is not just by speech and how you conduct yourself, but it's also through action. By seeing these things, it's not just plotting and saying, oh, what can I do? I'm so sorry they're going through this. I feel pain. That's well intended. But also we need some action, whether it's a pound, whether it's a euro, something, whether even if forwarding to somebody the Hope Appeal, getting a collective people, getting a halaqa, a jalsa, you're going to around, getting your neighbors together. Start a WhatsApp group. Ramadan is coming around the corner. And this is when we give ta'ah. Ramadan is not just about stopping eating. It's the whole thing. And, you know, I just wanted to touch something that you said about earlier and how, you know, our audience have the power in their hand and actually in their fingers by just tapping
That's right.
thehopeappeal.com or going through the QPR code scan.
There you go.
Or actually calling us.
That's it. There's so many ways. There's so many ways to donate, dear viewers. So many ways to help humanity. One of you has heeded that call. Thank you so much. We've just had another donation of £30 for iftar packages. Let's have a salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. This is the power, my dear viewers, and you are taking it into your own hands. And I feel so blessed and so honored to be a part of this. And as do you. And should you. You should feel honored. You should feel blessed. You should feel as if you're actualizing the potential within yourselves, because you are, you know. And as we approach Ramadan, I'm sure many of us on our minds, apart from the a'mal, the spiritual journeys, inshallah, that we are going on. I don't know about you, Sister Wafa, but often what's on my mind during Ramadan is food. You know, we're not eating the whole day and I'm thinking about food. And
I already know what Instagram accounts I'm following to make it Ramadan special.
I've saved so many posts ready to cook some nice meals for myself and my family, inshallah. And you know what? One of the posts that I saved today, this person on Instagram was talking about how you can make like 12 meals from £5. And I was like, wow, that's a really good deal. I will. And someone else was talking about how you can make 10 meals in £10. I'm like, £1 for a meal? Like in this country, really? To be honest with you, when I looked into it and I actually opened a shopping basket online, it was a bit more than £10, granted. But the idea that £1 can provide one meal to someone is an incredible thing. And you know what's amazing about this show? And what's amazing about the Hope Appeal is we are giving that opportunity to our viewers tonight to provide one meal to one person for £1, my dear brothers and sisters. We've got a £30 package that provides 30 meals. That's entire Ramadan. Imagine someone doesn't have to worry about any of their food in Ramadan because you've covered it for them. We've also got a food basket package. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to... When we say meal, we don't just mean like a small thing, do we? We actually mean a proper meal.
I'm talking an actual nourishing, nutritious meal with a drink.
Meal. Yes.
Yeah, of course, and also something that, you know, is culturally relevant to that country, you know. So in Iraq, in places like Pakistan, we're very accustomed to eating some
we're
sort
not
of...
giving them baggers of mash.
Thank you very much. You know, we're not eating cottage pie. We're eating some rice or some bread, and we're eating some form of curry with some lentil soup. Thank you very much, and also with some meat in it. You know, Sister Wafa, it's important to mention. I'm glad you brought this up. What that meal actually consists of. This is of soul nourishing food. You know, so often these children are eating the same piece of bread for 4 days because their mother simply can't afford to feed them all.
No variety.
No variety. No nourishment at all. So how are these children then expected to go and work a 17-hour shift in the local coffee shop? Whilst fasting, how are they expected to, you know, survive with no education, no medication, no healthcare, barely clothes on their backs? And what's more, they don't even have food? This is unfathomable.
And yet they still smile and they have hope. And this is why our Hope Appeal actually was born because of the hope of these children. So it was just amazing that they're teaching us something. They're teaching us about humanity and giving. And we're taking these lessons and we're giving it all to you. And we want this movement. We're all part of it. We're all like little chains in a long thing. And we're all there just to help and to provide others because, in fact, it will really help us. It helps us in so many ways. Scientifically proven, did you know, Zamina, that when you help somebody, the hormones are released in your brain. So there you go. So help someone to be happy. You don't need those antidepressants.
There you go. Literally, you're changing your life. You're changing the lives of other people. You are changing humanity, my dear brothers and sisters. It starts with you visiting thehopeappeal.com. It starts with you calling that number that I've said so many times. You probably know it already. 0208050014. Now, what is super, super important to remember on a night like tonight, but in any night, is the reality of your human being. Okay, one of my favorite hadiths ever, favorite ever, and I'm sure you all know it, so I'll tell you just a little bit of it, is when Imam Ali alayhi salam says that within you is enfolded the entire universe. When Sister Wafa is talking about chains, I'm thinking about arteries, and I'm thinking about the universe, and I'm thinking about how we're all interconnected. That's where my brain goes. And I think, wow, as one human body, as one humanity, we are all so interconnected. You know, and it got me thinking about the Imam, because it's his birthday today. We should think about him, we should celebrate him, we should reflect on what he's doing. And when you see these people suffering, you feel sad, right? You feel some sort of ache in your heart. Now imagine when the Imam, the Hujjah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sees one of his human beings suffering, that pain that he must feel.
Needlessly, yeah.
That pain, like when we ache, he must ache, you know, and he's ready to come. He's ready to come. We just haven't laid the groundwork yet for him to come. Part of you
I'm
being
sure
ready.
He's aching more. Sorry to interrupt. I'm sure he's aching more because no one is there to help. We all sit there and we wish his reappearance and we pray and we talk to him. You know, he's our living Imam. Yet again, I go back. Action. He inshallah, when we can see him, when he does come back, he probably ask us, what did you do? That's why maybe there is a hikmah in the delay, in his reappearance. Maybe it's like, guys, work, show me, where's my army? I need a good army who will defend humanity. How are you going to defend humanity if you can't, shed a few of your pounds and help somebody? Inshallah, with your help tonight and every night as we get towards the special month of Ramadan, we all, hand in hand, we can help humanity and elevate everyone's spirituality as well.
Inshallah, beautifully said, Sister Wafa. Together we can serve humanity, and that is exactly what we are doing and we will do until we no longer have to do it. Inshallah. Dear viewers, I wanna challenge you, because I'm a bit upset with the lack of donation tonight. So I'm gonna challenge you, okay? We talked about this £1. I'm gonna challenge each and every one of you watching me right now. Can you donate £1 towards any package that you like? Any package at all. £1, €1, $1, whatever it is, whatever currency you're working in, £1. Donate before the end of this show. We probably got about 5 or 6 minutes left, and I want to hear those pounds coming in, okay? And just to encourage you that little bit more, what I'm going to do is show you another video of the work that the Hope Appeal are doing and the families in desperate need for your support. So stick with us, and I'll be back, inshallah, to receive those donations. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. I'm here with a beautiful family, Abbas, who has 4 orphan children. We've just walked into this house and the heat is absolutely unbearable. The smell is awful. There's not a proper sewage system here. There's not a proper electrical wiring in this house, which is causing major issues for the family. Now, we know that these young children have been orphaned about 5 years ago. And when asked, this young boy sitting beside me, what had happened to his father, he said very casually and very normally that his father died from diabetes. Diabetes, dear brothers and sisters, we know is something that can be managed very well with proper diet, with exercise and with medicine. We know because we go through the same issues, but these people do not have access to the medication and the education that we do. With £110, with the emergency medical aid package provided for by the Hope Appeal, this can be rid. We can rid of this issue of people dying, men dying. Look at the fantastic work that we're doing, but also remember that there are hundreds and thousands of cases like Abbas and her family that require your support. We've only been able to support Abbas for a couple of months now. She's just registered with us, and alhamdulillah, she's already mentioned that it's making a really big impact on the situation for her family. But she simply needs more help, dear brothers and sisters. It's not fair that we can live in the comforts of our own homes and people like this, people just like us, are living in such dire circumstances. Please visit us at thehopeappeal.com. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Dear brothers and sisters, thank you so much for being here with us. Before we went to the video, I challenged you, each of you, to donate £1, and I'm waiting for the donations to come through. We've got 5 minutes left of the show. Sister Wafa, talk to me a little bit about what you're feeling, what you're thinking after watching that video.
It's quite strange that something as mundane as diabetes for us, and especially in the Western hemisphere, that diabetes, it's nothing. Why? Because it's easily treated. I have diabetes in my family, and there are type 1, type 2, and we know there's insulin or medication, and we can easily access it either through the NHS or through our health insurance. We don't even think about it. We know there's medication and change of lifestyle and diet. However, this is the luxury that we live in. Other people do not have the luxury of NHS, health insurance, changing their lifestyle or their diet. It was literally life and death. And this is unfortunately what happened.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Friends, to think about it like this. because it's like unusual for us. It's like something very adi, very normal. Oh, diabetes is treatable. Was actually life and death elsewhere in the world.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct. Diabetes is something, I can list reams of people I know that have diabetes and manage it. I can list reams of people that, have access to healthcare and medication and are in constant use and engaging with those healthcare services because we have the ability to do that. And in places like Iraq, in places like Syria, in places like Yemen, it's not a country we hear about often, but in places like Yemen, they simply don't have that accessibility. And we have a package for where most needed. Now, again, these are all guide prices. You can decide. But that where most needed package is amazing because whatever the immediate need is at the time that you make your donation, it will go straight there. And we have partner charities on the ground ready to receive those donations, inshallah. So do not delay. I'm still waiting for that £5 to come through from 5 donors. Visit us at thehopeappeal.com, inshallah.
And
now, Sister
I
Wafa,
want to make it really easy for you guys. Listen, get your phone. It will take you seconds. Get your phone, and you can't see it, but go to the Hope Appeal. You go to the Hope Appeal, right? And then you will have here select, and you have all the packages here. Right,
Sister Wafa, you know what? Whilst you do that, you show the viewers how quick it is to make a donation.
Right.
And
so
I'm going to tell...
now.
Yeah, you do it right now. I'm going to talk to the viewers about this where most needed package. So Sister Wafa is going to make that donation, inshallah.
Put the clock on, and let's go.
There you go, right. The time is on. She's making that single donation. And don't forget, dear viewers, if you're living in the UK and you're a taxpayer, make sure you tick the gift aid package because at no extra cost to you, the UK government will donate 25% additional onto your donation. And literally, within about 30, 40 seconds, once your Wi-Fi is ready and loading the page, you'll get to the checkout page, you tap in your details, which are already saved on your phone because we online shop all the time, okay? And literally, like that, you've made that donation. Now, Sister Wafa, I've got 30 seconds left. Tell me how you're feeling after making that donation.
It's processing.
It's processing, but you're feeling...
Yeah,
there you go.
It's done.
MashaAllah. Let's have a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
Literally, how long did it speak? It was like a few seconds.
It's literally it's so quick. It's so quick, my dear viewers. I want to thank Sister Wafa for being here with us tonight. Thank you all your donations. Keep supporting the Hope Appeal. We're open 365 days a year because poverty does not stop until we help it stop, inshallah. We will be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Same time, same place, and we will see you then to hustle for